All right, welcome everybody. Tyson here. We're going to talk about mixers today. So I've got my Behringer X32. This is a digital mixer. From time to time I've had people ask me how I know how to run stuff like this, or different mixers or recording consoles or things like that. And they're really pretty easy. And so I wanted to go over a way that you can use pretty much any mixer. There's always going to be unique things that you have to learn, like on the X32 is slightly different on a couple of controls and things, but the basic premise is the same. Easiest way to do that is to look at a smaller analog mixer. This is a 6-channel mixer. There's some similarities in these that make them really easy. Essentially, a mixer is just a bunch of repeated channel strips. And so if I look at this channel strip here, it's exactly the same as this and this and this. The only difference is maybe a couple of input differences for these ones. But in theory and concept, they're all the same. So a mixer essentially says, hey, I have multiple inputs and channel strips, and what I do is I mix them together to a cohesive combined output. That's why it's a mixer. You have your input up here at the top. You have a XLR input here, or a line-in input. Then you have, this is called trim on this mixer, or mic gain. Then you have your EQ. This one has a 3-band EQ, high controls, mid, and low controls. So this high is set at 12 kilohertz, mid is 2.5 kilohertz, low is at 80 hertz. Then you have, this is an effects level for this particular channel. So if I had an effects in, I can add that effects here for this particular channel. Your pan left and right, this also includes a clip light, and then you have your level. This mixer, this level is a knob. On the Behringer or a lot of other larger mixers, the level is a fader. That is the exact same thing for each one of these inputs for 1 through 6. And then you've got an aux return, a couple of different controls for CD or tape, headphone volume, main mix volume. This particular controller also has phantom power. This could be 200 channels, and they would all be the exact same. So the reason why mixers are relatively easy to get to know and use is that this channel is the exact same, just repeated. Don't feel like these get too complicated because they're just a larger section. Like this could be a 1-channel mixer and it would be this big, or it could be 50 and it would be larger. That's the analog section. If we go over to the digital mixer, it's a little bit different, but the concept is all the same. So I have all my individual channels. With a digital mixer like this one, I can change this control section to from channel 1 through 8, 9 through 16, 17 through 24, 25 through 32, and a couple of other options. So they do start to get a little bit more complicated, but what's unique about digital mixers is you have this channel, but you're like, hey, where's my EQ, where's my trim or my gain? And they're not here. The way this works is you hit select, and then all of these controls up here now are what control in this one. And if I move it to here, they all change to this channel. I have a gate on this one. I have compression dynamics. I've got my gain, phantom power, high pass filter. Here's my EQ, which has a lot more options than the EQ on the analog system. It's not really that much different. They're all the same. So the same principles stay the same. So if you look up here, you can see here's my channel strip. I have my input. I have my next option is a gate, and then I've got my EQ. I've got my dynamics, which would be like compression. Any inserts, that would be like the effects section on the analog, and then my out control. That is the basics of a mixer or a recording console. You have a channel. The signal goes in through the channel. All your controls on that channel get sent, and then it mixes together to an output. Follow, like, subscribe. It's great to get some feedback on whether or not these are useful. Let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time.